Saifa Kata. Ready? Makusho. Yame. Hey. Hajime. All right. Henka 3.
Particular kata because for all of this is not a kata which we practice regularly and we had at 100%. So by together, we pulled from each other to try to augment this particular kata to make it clean, crisp, and precise.
Only that we did specifically as class choose a kata that we knew that we didn't all have down to really force ourselves to work. One of the interesting things is we were pretty aware from the beginning that none of us were the experts. So we brought a lot in terms of, I think this is how we want this to be, this is how this block should be, let's check in with this person, let's bring in the resources that we needed to get the kata down. Mr. Glazer actually did a nice job of pulling together kind of plan for the future, if you will. Where we want to use some electronic social media technologies to continue working.
Sokute. Ready? Hajime. Ali. What's our team name?
Which means
Bunkai comment. So again, we picked a kata we wanted to work on because we all thought we needed to work on it. But also, we wanted to emphasize the kata that really the bunkai just jumps out at us. And something we talked about quite a bit was a lot of the self-defense we learn early on. We don't really learn where that comes from in the kata until much later. It's funny how some of the most basic defenses are in some of the most advanced kata. So we wanted to show as an example and bring that up is that if you don't see it right away in the kata, have patience. You will someday. But that's probably the biggest that we thought of when we were working on this.
Seinchin. 3.
Some of our goals were to be able to do the kata together, make sure that we had a lot of similar details, including the pinkies and the toes and all that. We also wanted to get some bunkai out of it together in the future so that we could have some kind of self-defense moves that we could recognize from the kata later on.
We also had our name was Alpha Wolf, and so we thought that we would pick a kata that individually we could make very strong, and if we work together to refine the details, we can make the group even stronger working together. So we kind of with our name.
And one of the best parts about it was right from the very beginning, within the first 10 minutes, we each found that we had pieces of it that no one else had. And then we got some additional clarification and help as well, but it was a really good team effort, and we all were better off on all the pieces for it. It was a very, very good part of the seminar for me, and I think everybody.
Pledged to any lord. And in a way, we're Team Ronin because, for example, Sergio works in Florida. I work in Illinois at university where I don't have anyone to talk to specifically, for a higher opinion for 9 months out of the year. So in a way, we work alone. And the way that we see it, that as we work together, we saw some differences in tempo and in how we emphasize our techniques. So we chose Bassai in order, or storming the castle, to show the difference in our tempos and to attempt to rectify that. Anything else to add?
It's good to learn from one another. We all have different senseis, and we all have different styles of how we do certain moves. So we had a good experience of exchanging, my sensei does it this way, getting clarification on what the core is to each move. It was a good learning experience for all of us.
And it helped out a lot with unity. At the beginning, we were all in, like you said, at different tempos, different paces. One would be at one place and we were sitting there waiting while the other would caught up. But at the end, we were able to work it out so we were basically on the same rhythm.
All right.
I think, our choice of kata as well. Mawate is a kata that we all just recently acquired. And given our kind of disparate ranks, we have our 4 new Shodans, and I myself am not a Dan in karate. We felt this was going to be the one that we could all get the most out of it, because we're all so new at it, and we're all learning different things from the kata.
And also the one thing that we talked about is that we've got people that are from a couple of different dojos. We've all sort of taken different paths to get here, different journeys, and yet this was the one place where we had come together with one kata that we had learned at a Yudansha class earlier in the year that we kind of had come around there.
The question come up of, or the statement come up, well, let's look at who's got what rank. Because we had some groups that had a mix of ranks. In fact, we even had one that in the black belt groups that was not a karate black belt, as she said. Did that ever become an issue?
No.
Do you feel that would have helped? No. Did you feel any lack of respect for your own accomplishments because it didn't come up? No. And I think that's a great lesson too, because it is very tempting in a martial art which has a culture of placing value on belt ranks, that one might get caught up with, well, I'm this rank, you're that rank, and yet that can actually take away from the ultimate goal of the learning and the collaboration. The respect comes automatically, and it's not because you're a black belt or because you're a yellow belt. The respect comes because you're a person. That's when it's real. And that's not taking away the value or the importance of the rank, because that is significant. But you don't have to remind people of it. If you do it the right way, they already know.